Hi guys, welcome back to another video. My name's Lila, if you don't already know, and I hope you're enjoying my channel. I've got loads of videos on there. Feel free to subscribe. So this video is going to be all about really common questions that I keep getting asked as a vegan mother of a 1-year-old, but since I've had Lavella basically. And I know a lot of my other vegan mum friends have been asked these questions a lot as well. At first, when I did start getting asked these confrontational questions, I sometimes didn't know what to say. It's not because I didn't know the answer, but I really try hard not to come across argumentative. I like to put my point across in the most compassionate way, because we are all on our own journey and people are only asking because they want to know. It's really important, I think, not to take offense, not to get frustrated with how common these questions are, and just continue to share your knowledge and your reason. We all know positivity always affects people greater than negativity. So I've put together the 6 most asked questions that I receive. I'm hoping that by sharing with you guys the answers that I give, that this will potentially help. Make sure you stick around to the end, because point number 6 is something that I have been the most anxious and uncomfortable about. It is quite a worry for vegan mums, and especially new vegan mums. So hopefully I can share a little bit of how I am dealing with that in point number 6. So stick about to the end. The question number 1 is probably the most common question, so I thought I'd start with that one. Oh, are you going to be raising your baby vegan? And my response to that is, well, when I was growing up, I did not do the food shopping until I left home and lived by myself when I was 18 years old. I ate what was put in front of me. I do not remember requesting meals. I don't remember requesting foods. It was whatever my dad bought on the food shopping. That was what was in the house, and what was dished up to me on an evening was what I was being fed. And yes, I was raised on a meat and dairy diet, the way a lot of us have been. When that question is asked, I like to get across that it is not so different to the way that we were all raised. We followed our parents, we receive what we are given. And if that means that we were raised on a meat and dairy diet, then that was the case. And so if this means she will be raised on a vegan diet, then that is the case. I believe in passing knowledge and truth onto my kids. I want to be as honest and as transparent as possible when Lavella starts asking questions, and tell her the truth of what meat is. That meat is animals, and you know, the animals that you see in the fields, that is meat. I'll be raising her to be compassionate towards animals. And for us in this house, this family, we believe that that path is veganism. Question number 2, what if they want a McDonald's when they're older? Okay, 1, McDonald's, like, that shouldn't even be in a category of veganism, not veganism, because McDonald's is just so bad for you. The way I would answer this question is I would say, well, we will be raising our child with the morals that we hold as parents, which all families do. She's 1-year-old right now, mind. And I've been getting asked these questions since she was like 3 months. When she is old enough to make the decision, inevitably, it is her choice, it is her decision. She'll be raised with the information and the truth and the transparency about what meat is. And if she still wants to go for McDonald's, then that is her doing. Okay, this next question is, aren't they going to be deficient? What these people are sometimes referring to is, aren't they going to be deficient in protein, B12, calcium? A lot of people think that veganism is a lacking diet, that we're somehow going to be missing these key nutrients. Firstly, I just like to ask the question back to them, like, what are you referring to deficient in? What if they're asking me, aren't they going to be deficient in protein? I say hell no. It is like beyond rare that somebody would have a protein deficiency. In our society, we have the other extreme. We consume too much protein for our bodies as human beings. Interesting fact, breast milk, human breast milk, like the best formula designed to grow a human, has an extremely low amount of protein compared to other mammals. Like, aren't they going to be deficient in B12? It is recommended that all people, regardless of vegan or not vegan, should be taking B12 supplement. But there are a lot of sources that you can get B12 from, like Marmite, nutritional yeast. As vegans, you'll find that you end up using that probably quite a lot. That's like a cheese flavouring. And a lot of B12 in a lot of the vegan butters and plant milks, and I think the breakfast cereals and breads. Are they going to be deficient in calcium? No, more calcium in kale than meat. If you don't like kale, there's plenty more vegetables out there. Literally just Google it. This would be another response to the question. I would say that there are good and bad of all the different diets that exist. If you want to be healthy and not deficient in anything, you need to be aware of the accumulation of different foods. So the best way to answer that question is to just do some research yourself. I mean, it's great anyway just to become educated on what foods hold what nutrients. You will be able to list off foods that include that nutrient. Question number 4. Aren't they going to miss out? There's nothing to miss out on. There are much more attractive foods, shall we say, than dead corpses on a plate for a little baby to eat. Oof. There's still treats, like as she's growing up, there's still sweets, there's still chocolate, there's biscuits, there's crisps. If she wants a treat and junk food and pizza and chips and there's everything, like she will not miss out on anything. There's cake, there's ice cream. I don't feel as parents we're depriving her, like she's not just growing up on fruits and vegetables. Like I said earlier, you can have a good and bad vegan diet too. If you fill your children up on like junk food, they're gonna be unhealthy kids. Like we like to have a varied diet, but she will still be having treats. Of course she will, she's a kid. Okay, so what does she even eat then? Absolutely loads. She doesn't stop eating. She eats so much. She eats full 3 meals a day and snacks. We offer her so much abundance of choice and colour and different tastes. She is great with foods. She'll eat pretty much anything you put in front of her, and a lot to do with it as well is following their parents. So whatever you're eating, if you're eating it healthily, then your child is going to eat healthily. There's a few videos on Lavella, what she's eating in a day as a 1-year-old, and I think there's an 11-month-old as well. I'll pop a link up here now. And so you can see an example of what she ate in a day if you're curious about different meals that you would feed a vegan toddler now. She's a toddler. Oh my god, I have a toddler. Oh my god, I have a toddler. Yeah. Anything that's not a dead animal or come from an orifice of a cow. All fruits and vegetables, grains, pastas, rices, spaghettis, noodles, chickpeas, lentils, kidney beans, sweet potato mash, normal potato mash, spinach, kale, mushrooms, olives, seitan, soya-based products as well, vegan sausages, frozen vegan burgers, cake. She's had pastries. She has vegan cheese, vegan cream, vegan butter, vegan bread. There's vegan everything now. However, I understand that an outsider may only perceive a vegan diet as fruit and vegetables. They might not understand that there is a whole spectrum of foods. That's the thing. Try not to see the question as an attack. Try to see the question as an opportunity to pass the knowledge on that, you know, that there are this abundance of foods. And the more you do that, the more you may trigger a person. Point number 6, like I said at the beginning, is something that I have anxiety about. It's something that I worry about and have been on a bit of a learning curve to try and let go. And that is, what about at other people's houses? I would hope that those people would respect our values the same way you would respect any other values that a parent holds. I think there is a difference between somebody that accidentally gives your child, I don't know, like a chocolate or something, and then being like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I like really didn't realize. There's a difference between that and outwardly disagreeing and disrespecting your wishes. You would just cross that bridge when you come to it and deal with it appropriately. You know, maybe the other child is having a cheese sandwich and they're like, I want that cheese sandwich. Well, then that's their decision. I think the easiest and best way to deal with this anxiety, just like I had, is to be open and honest and have a discussion. You can kind of gauge where that other person's at, if they are sarcastic about it or if they are fully supportive of it. And the second thing is just send food. I hope this has not just been waffle, waffle, waffle. The more you get asked these questions, the better and faster you become at responding to them. I don't think anybody should doubt that any parent is not doing their best and is not doing what they believe to be the best. And I think that's important. Be compassionate, but do not let anybody downgrade what you believe is so important. Peace out, vegan mamas. You got this. See you in the next video. As usual, feel free to drop some video ideas down the bottom. Goodbye.